Hey guys, today we're going to be comparing two different mouthpieces. This one claims to be the same as this one, however, that simply isn't the case. This cost $90 and this cost $5. So, as you may have guessed, this one's not quite on par with this one here. So, this is a Vincent Bach 3C genuine Megatone mouthpiece. This is a fake 3C Megatone mouthpiece. There are some obvious differences. There's not as much weight on this one. I don't suppose that's where the problem lies. Interestingly enough, the fake one is actually shorter, which leads to some interesting theories as made by the Monet Corporation that supposedly you'll be able to play high on a mouthpiece like this because it's so short. I haven't really tested that theory. We'll find out today. There's a bit of a color difference between the two. This one's darker. I like to think that it would give the mouthpiece a dark tone, but that isn't really the case. The inside of this fake one looks disgusting, despite not having been used really much at all. I've taken good care of this one. I've kept it in as nice of condition as possible. I wash it very frequently. I've had it for maybe since August, so not that long. And yeah, this mouthpiece comes pre-installed with various scratches and smudges that aren't particularly noticeable on this type of camera, a cell phone camera. However, if you were to look at this in person, you know, there's a couple little dings there. That's one right there. Nothing too bad, but it's just something that is representative of the amount of attention that goes into making these. The edges on the mouthpiece are a bit sharp, including this sort of seam right here, where I can only imagine the rim was screwed on, maybe tacked on with some glue. Yeah, it doesn't screw off, luckily, so that's it's good in that regard. So, I suppose we should probably play something. So I have here with me my trumpet. No tricks up its sleeve or anything. And with as little bias towards the Bach company as possible, I will give you guys an evaluation of the feeling and the sound of these two mouthpieces in contrast. So, here is one of the Robert W. Getchell cornet studies with the genuine Megatone mouthpiece. So, you'll have to forgive me, I'm rather tired, my chops are rather tired. That's why I chose to make this video right now, because this is where the differences between the mouthpieces will really shine. This mouthpiece is forgiving when you're tired. You could tell I was having trouble on the quiet bits, you know, there's a lot of kind of missed, kind of ghost notes there, I guess. But it sounds a lot better, I would assume, than trying to use this fake Megatone mouthpiece. So, same excerpt. And then the pompous theme comes back in, but I feel like the biggest difference in these mouthpieces is in feel. The G, everything from the G and probably up until the next G above that sounds fine, feels fine. However, anything below that just kind of sounds mushy. It's not too bad, especially for a trumpet player of my caliber, but it just feels worse in general. It's not too much worse in terms of sound, actually. I'd be interested to test this little hypothesis about playing high. So here is the genuine Vincent Bach Megatone mouthpiece. Sorry. I'll try and play some high notes on it. It's not really meant for playing high, but who knows? See what we can get out. That was a very flat double C as far as I can tell. Not very, not exactly a quality note. Maybe if I was using that Bobby Shoe jazz mouthpiece, maybe I'd be a little more solid on that, but even for high notes, the Bach Megatone will get it done. I don't know how well this is gonna serve for me though. So the immediate realization that sets in when you play high notes is that they don't slot in well. You have a lot harder of a time finding the slots than you do on the real Megatone mouthpiece. And, you know, on the fake one, it's just not as good. And thanks to this thing, I now feel like I have a permanent ring on my lips. So, needless to say, that's not going to suit me well in my jazz playing. Can't really think of what it'll do justice for. For a beginner band student, you really can't beat the offer. It's $5 for a mouthpiece that still sounds decent. If we just run a few scales on it, it doesn't sound horrible. Ugh, my fingers are tired too. Nothing too bad. It'd sound better on a $100 Megatone mouthpiece, but again, it's nothing too intolerable. For someone who's only been playing for a few years like me, it's not a terrible option. It'll be a little hard to learn with this strangely proportioned mouthpiece with an oddly flat and creased rim, but it is certainly possible to play on it. So, I mean, if we set the trumpet down, that was the comparison between these two mouthpieces. Again, this is the sort of imitation of this. Supposedly, you should be able to play just as well on one of these as on a genuine Megatone. Obviously, that's not true, but it doesn't fall too short of its value, its supposed value, considering that it was only a few dollars versus many dollars. So, that was a little bit of a review there. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Have a nice day.